is a Bramble Jam podcast.
This week on Yo Gavel Gavel, if you come home and someone's sleeping in your bed, do you call the cops or just rent them the place? Well, the rent's due at Hot Bench.
And if you marry your first cousin, are you entitled to money that actually belongs to the kids that aren't yours? Judge Jerry tells us, real people,
Real cases, fake justice. This is
Yo Gavel Gavel. Hi, everybody.
Yo Gavel Gavel.
Happy Friday. Friday.
I love it.
Do you remember
Gavel time.
Remember Rebecca Black?
I do. That song was annoying from the get-go.
The Friday song was, I feel like, the real first viral video I recall.
Yeah. Friday. Yeah. No. There were viral videos before then, but like Friday was.
What
terrible.
what's the first viral video?
Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Boom Goes the Dynamite.
The Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Those were viral.
Yeah, but this was like, it seemed like another level. I think it was
so awful.
I think it was I don't know. It seemed like just a kind of different level of viral.
A different level of viral. It was extra viral.
Where did you first see Boom Goes the Dynamite? What website?
YouTube.
Okay. Did you ever go to the E-Bombs World?
I knew the E-Bombs World.
The E-Bombs World was like where you found the cool videos before the YouTube.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's where I found Boom Goes the Dynamite. Hey guys, welcome. Our show is sponsored by E-Bombs World. If you
you got a fun video, just putting it on the socials. Go to E-Bombs World instead. You're gonna
eBombsworld.com.
Like the way you look, I guarantee.
That's right. Hey, welcome. If it's your first time to the Yo Gavel Gavel Chambers,
Yo Gavel Gavel.
It is so nice to have you with us. We're gonna play nice. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're gonna break down two different cases today. I have Judge Jerry. You have the hot bench, which is where you go if you want 1, 2, 3 judges.
3 judges.
And triple the fun is from what I understand.
Triple the fun.
If you'd like to hear this show and all of our shows on the Bramble Jam Podcast Network, we are a network of podcasts. 10 podcasts, 10 times the fun, all in one central feed, no ads. You can go to BrambleJamPlus.com.
No ads.
We got Yo Gavel Gavel. We got a history podcast. We got an NBA podcast.
Back to Bayside.
NBA's
Saved
back.
by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell's coming back.
Yeah.
We're kind of on the cutting edge of all the hot news. And so that's kind of what
we're on the cutting edge of all the hot news, is what you said.
We're the E-Bombs World of podcast.
Yeah.
I think
the E-Bomb, you can put that as a
E-Bombs
review.
World of podcast. Yes, leave a review on the Apple Podcast. It helps people find us. So if you are somebody who likes Judge Judy and searches in the search bar in Apple Podcasts for Judge Judy, if we have a lot of reviews, it helps the algorithm and we will pop up for Judge Judy. That's the way that works.
Wow.
So if you leave the reviews, it helps.
That's how that works?
That's how that works.
Get out of town.
Yeah. And guess what, everybody? We are launching a shirt, our very first Yo Gavel Gavel t-shirt. You can get a logo shirt, or you can get a shirt that says Judy.
Judy's my homegirl.
Those shirts are going to be available. Follow us on the socials at Yo Gavel Gavel to find out where you can get those. They're going to be hot. Verdicts in. Hots. I think we did it. Do you want to dive into the cases?
I would love to dive into the cases.
Do you want me to go first?
I would love for you to go first. Are we European? Go first.
We're going first.
I love this new podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome
to radio show.
Welcome to Yo Gavel Gavel.
Gavel Gavel.
We're going to go first, and we're going to go to Judge Jerry. Jerry Springer retired from his show after many years, and he decided, I can't
went to law school.
Do it. I'm going to become a judge. He is, I think, about as much of a judge as Gary Busey is, but things seem a little bit more real in the Jerry's courtroom than they do in Busey's. Busey's, Gary's, Jerry's. So today we have Bessie Smith, who is suing her son-in-law, Marcus Ray, for the amount of $4,817.
Big boy.
$4,870, and that is money that she is claiming that Marcus stole from her.
Okay.
Are you ready to dive into this?
Ready.
Things are going to get a little sad here up front. Bear with me. Bessie Smith's daughter is dead.
Okay.
It's kind of like the start of the Christmas Carol. Marley is dead.
Marley's dead.
But in this case, it's just Bessie Smith's daughter.
Just Bessie Smith's daughter. It's not Marley, a fictional character. It's a real person.
It's just a real person.
Just a real person.
And Marcus was that daughter's husband, making him the son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
Okay?
Pauly Shore.
Bessie has 3 kids.
3 kids.
1 kid belongs to our boy Marcus. 2 do not. Okay? That's important for later on down the road. So Bessie claims that Marcus showed up at the funeral home very just spiraling out of control,
out of sorts,
freaking out. He goes live on Facebook, shows his dead wife live on the Facebook Live.
Jeez.
Right? Things get very intense very fast here in Judge Jerry. And she claims that she then took his son, the oldest of the 3 and the one that belongs to him, okay? Takes him from the funeral home. They do not show up to the funeral.
Oh, okay.
Jerry says, Marcus, why did you not show up to the funeral of your wife? And he says, I had to work.
Wait a minute.
And Jerry,
what did he do?
We don't know.
So he just couldn't miss it. Couldn't get to the funeral.
Well, that's what Jerry says. Jerry says, did you not ask for time off? And he says they wouldn't give me the time off. What? And Jerry says, did you explain to them that your wife died?
Yeah.
And he says they wouldn't understand.
It's bereavement. It's a part of almost every agreed upon
employment
contract.
They wouldn't understand.
I'm already against, Marcus shouldn't get a dime.
So Bessie claims that Marcus, he tends to go on Facebook Live a lot, shows himself drinking, shows himself acting a fool, and shows himself threatening to kill Bessie with a gun. With a gun. Marcus says, I did say that, but I also apologized immediately.
To be fair, I'd been drinking. I showed myself drinking.
Yes.
This is me drinking.
Yeah. I'm going to kill you. And he said, Jerry's like, well, okay, why did you threaten to kill your mother-in-law with a gun on Facebook Live? And he says, all I want is the 2 kids. I want the 2 kids. I've been raising them. They are basically mine. I want them.
I want them.
I don't have custody to them.
Okay.
I want
But they're not Marcus's biological children.
They are not.
Does he have any legal custody over them?
No.
Okay.
The legal custody, the guardian is Bessie.
Okay.
Bessie's the guardian.
All right.
Okay. And no one's disputing that.
Got it.
But he is saying basically he's been fighting to get those kids, and it just hasn't been working out. And she says, you have not shown yourself to be a responsible. If you're even remotely responsible, I would gladly give you the kids. I don't want this. I am a grandma. I don't want to raise kids anymore. I would love to give them to you, but you haven't shown yourself to be responsible. He gets very upset about that. That's why he threatened to kill her with a gun on Facebook Live. So then we get to the money part, okay? Because of the it's also important to note she has a restraining order on him because of the gun threatening.
$4,817. Yes. I'm curious.
Right. So he said basically there's a bank account that is under Bessie's daughter's name,
who's now dead.
That bank account is also under Marcus's name.
Okay, co-bank.
There's money in that account.
All right.
That has been funneling in from the 2 boys' fathers' Social Security. He's also dead. All right.
The other 2 boys have the same father. He is also deceased.
Same father. He's dead. His Social Security has been going into the mom's account, which is also under Marcus's name. Are you following?
I'm following completely.
That money belongs to the 2 kids.
And Marcus does not dispute that he has no legal custodial.
Correct.
Okay.
Marcus, though, took the money because it's in an account that he is also on.
Yes.
His name is on the account.
His name is on the account.
So he said, I took the money, I spent it. I spent it on my son. He's 18. He wanted to get his own place. We spent the money. We spent $4,000 whatever dollars to get him a new place, pots and pans, TV, all that good stuff.
Got it.
And Bessie says, your name might be on it, but it's not for you, and I'm the guardian.
Yes.
So the money does belong to me, even though it's in your account.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. So Jerry's kind of trying to figure this out. So the money is in Marcus's account, but it technically belongs to the kids who is under the guardianship of Bessie. Then it comes up, kind of out of nowhere, that Marcus is Bessie's brother's son. Tracking?
What?
Yes. Marcus is the son of Bessie's brother.
Marcus and his wife were cousins?
Marcus and his wife were first cousins.
Oh my gosh. What state is this?
I don't know. Jerryville.
Good gracious. That's allowed?
And Jerry's like, this belongs on my old show. Which I thought was funny.
So technically, those two other boys are related to Marcus.
In a sense.
Not in a sense.
Yes.
In real life.
They are.
They're second cousins.
Second cousins. Yes. So Bessie brings a police report that shows that Marcus promised to pay the money back.
The police report says Marcus promised to pay the money back.
Yes, so the police went to talk to Marcus. Marcus said, I'll pay the money back. So when I get my tax return, I'll pay the money back. And Marcus basically said, I just said that because I wanted to get the cops off my back.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I made a lot of mistakes, but the money is in my account. I used it for my kid. I don't think I did anything wrong. I didn't steal the money from Bessie. I was helping getting my son in his own place, blah, blah, blah. And it is time for Judge Jerry to rule.
If Judge Jerry doesn't give every dime to Bessie, I'm going to question how legitimate Judge Jerry is.
Okay.
Judge Jerry has to give every dime to Bessie, Marcus. Pay up, pay now, no questions asked. Not your money, not your kids. They are related, but that's a different story. You shouldn't have taken the money. You said under oath, well, in a police report, that you would give it back. It's not your money. You said you give it back. Give it back.
Judge Jerry does agree with you.
Okay, good. Phew.
The amount gets a little foggy. I'll explain it here in a second. And I don't know why. So he basically says the money belongs to the guardian. Like, she is the legal guardian to these kids. The money belongs to the kids, so the money goes to her. Even if the money is being funneled to, the money was being funneled to that account because your wife was alive, and so it was going to her, which was then going to the kids.
She was the guardian.
When she passed away, it then goes to the guardian. That's how that works. He gives. So she was suing for $4,817. He gives her $4,692. Does not explain
$125.
The discrepancy. No, I don't know. He didn't explain it. It sounded like he was going to give her the full amount. I don't know if the guy at the beginning misspoke. I don't know if Jerry misspoke.
Oh my God.
But there's $100 and something that is unaccounted.
Take the time to edit it.
That is unaccounted for.
But all the money goes to Bessie.
From what I gather, all of the money is supposed to. Whether or not there's $100 missing, I don't know. But that is what happened, and that's the case of the first cousins.
Wow.
Falling in love.
Good gracious. What a mess.
That is a mess. That's heavy.
Jerry's
That's Jerry.
wheelhouse.
That's Jerry's
Jerry
wheelhouse, man. That belonged
I
in
got another crazy one coming
You
up.
do? Hey, what if we do this? What if we take a quick break? I think we all need a breather at this point. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with the hot bench. Yo Gavel Gavel. Okay, I'm rested. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to dive into another case.
Okay, let me introduce you in the hot bench to Harold Huang.
Huang?
It's Huang.
Huang.
And Kim Oliver.
Okay.
Those are the two people in this dispute. Now, Harold Huang is suing Kim Oliver for $850 because he believes it is a security deposit on a lease that he is owed. Seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yes.
Wrong.
Oh.
I know. Shockingly enough, this case is bonkers. So, Kim.
So bonkers, you need 3 judges?
3 judges. Kim and Harold both live in the same building, in the same house. This is a house that one landlord owns. We do not know that person's name. We never will. They're just big boss man landlord. That's what they are. They rent this house out, and then the renters of the house can sublease the bedrooms. There's 5 bedrooms in this big house.
Sure.
Kim is on the master lease. The master lease is the lease for the entire house. She's on it. But she also rents a room in that house. Now, she has decided she thinks she's going to no longer rent a room in that house. She's going to sublease her room to someone else in the house. She's looking for someone to lease it from her.
And she can do that?
She's allowed to do that under the contract, stipulated in the contract. She's paid a security deposit to the master, big boss man landlord. She can sublease it, collect a security deposit, the whole deal. Now, Harold Wong lives in the house already, and he leases in the house. He's not on the master lease. He leases in the house. He subleases from somebody else who's on the master lease. He knows the guy that is thinking about moving in to Kim's place when she leaves. And he doesn't like the room he's in, and so he wants Kim's room. And so he didn't have a sublease agreement with the guy on the master lease for his current room. It was just an unspoken handshake rule that he was leasing from this guy. It wasn't an official thing. He thought that's how it all worked. So he has talked to Richard, this guy that he thinks is going to move in to Kim's room, and decides they're going to switch rooms.
All right. Can I
Sure.
I just want to make sure that I have it right.
We really need a chart.
Okay. So at the top of
Landlord,
the pyramid,
big boss man
big
landlord.
boss man landlord, he's not there.
Not there. Not around.
He then leases out to Kim.
That's right.
Right? On the other side, there's someone we don't know.
That's right.
Who's leased out from Big Boss Man. That man has done a handshake sublease
with Harold.
With Harold.
That's right.
Back to Kim. Kim is no longer wanting to stay there. She wants to sublease to someone else.
Until she's out of the master lease.
Until
That's
she's out of master lease. Handshake Harold wants to make this official. He wants a better room. He sees Kim is going to sublease it out. He wants that instead of his room. But there's a guy who's already interested in Kim.
So he knows Kim. He knows Kim, but he never tells her that he's switching into her room. Doesn't tell her. He doesn't think that's how he works. He thinks Kim's already gone. Kim was gone a few days. He thinks she's gone for good. So he moves all his stuff in to Kim's room.
Was it just unlocked?
Yes. Richard had the key. Richard was looking at maybe doing it. Richard moves all his stuff into Harold's room and starts leasing from Harold, the guy that Harold was leasing from. Kim comes back the night after Harold moves in. It's after midnight.
Oh, my gosh.
Walks into her room.
Oh, my gosh.
He's in the bed sleeping.
Did he move out all of her stuff?
Her stuff, most of it was not in there anymore, aside from the basic furniture.
So she had already moved out her stuff.
I think it was a furnished apartment. These apartments are furnished. Okay. So his things are in there. She moves in. She comes in, is terrified to find some man in her bed. Starts screaming. Can't believe it. He's upset. She's upset. They get out in the hall. She calls the police. So it's at this point the police say, you don't have anything written, Harold Wong?
Who's suing whom?
Harold is suing Kim.
Okay.
All right.
I thought so. I just wanted to get it right.
The police say, hey, he doesn't have anything official with anyone. You can go and get an eviction notice, and then we can come in and evict him. So
why do they even need an eviction notice? He broke into, if he doesn't have any agreement.
He claims he does have an agreement with the person that's renting the other room from Big Boss.
Right, but if it's not written, he is still technically broken into her place, right?
Yes. So, but here's where it gets wonky.
Okay.
She goes to the police. She gets the eviction notice.
Uh-huh.
She comes back with the police, and the police say, you can do this, or you can work out. We would recommend that if you're leaving anyway, you just work out a sublease with him. Okay. And she goes, okay. So she drops the eviction and instead gives Harold a contract.
This sounds great for Harold.
That's a sublease. And here's the rules of the contract. She has paid $850 of a deposit to Big Boss Man Landlord. Security deposit. Right?
Yes.
Now, he needs to pay her $850 for the security deposit. And then when her master lease is up, if he wants to stay, when she gets her deposit back, she'll give it to Harold. He can give it back to them and stay straight from them. Or he's going to leave when she leaves, and he'll just get the deposit back from her. But you need to give her $850. So he gives her $850. On the day he moves in, he takes pictures of damage that he finds in the apartment, in that house. Okay. And this story is so complicated. I'm leaving out the fact that Tanya starts, then Patricia, then Michael all do some interrogating, but the story is so complicated.
I was like, who the heck are those? Those are the judges.
The
okay,
judges.
sorry.
That's
I was
right,
like, there's more people subleasing.
So, basically he contends that so then he leaves, she leaves, and She claims she's not received any money for the deposit, and he claims he's still
from Big Boss Man.
From Big Boss Man.
Okay.
He claims he's still owed $850, and that's where the judges come in. He's still owed $850, even though she's not received any back. They've both already moved out. They're both out. Now, so then Tanya goes, why in the world, Harold, would she have to pay you if she's not received anything yet? Like, you're subleasing from her. She doesn't have any money. And he says, Your Honor, it doesn't matter if she has the money yet or not. We're both done. It says 2 weeks. Whether or not she gets hers back is inconsequential. I didn't do anything wrong. I need my money back. So then Judge Patricia is like, hey, was there damage to the apartment? And Harold says, look, I have pictures from the day I moved in. They're dated. They're time-stamped. Date I moved in. Nothing has happened since then. Kim agrees with him about that. And then Patricia goes, why aren't they giving you any money back? Why aren't they giving you money back for this deposit?
She's asking Kim that?
Yes, Kim. Yep. And Kim said, they're saying there's damages. And Patricia goes, okay, well, these damages clearly weren't from Harold. They were from you. She goes, I don't know. I can't see the pictures. I don't know if they're from me. They could have been before I moved in. There was no walkthrough. When I moved in, I didn't walk through the apartment with the Big Boss Man landlord. Didn't walk through it. So then at this point, we're 2/3 through this case. Harold pipes up and goes, Your Honor, they've already given her $425.
Whoa.
We go to commercial.
Whoa.
So we come back from commercial, and Judge Michael's like, have they given you $425? Kim says, yes, they have, but I've not cashed the check. Judge Michael says, why haven't you cashed the check? Well, I've been told by multiple people, that's what she says, I've been told by multiple people that if I get anything less than the full amount, not to cash it, because then that means the deal is completed. I'll never get the rest of my money back. So then Judge Michael's like, why didn't you get the full amount? And she goes, well, we're still hemming and hawing. We're still talking. We're talking back and forth, and eventually I'm going to get it. And Harold Wong goes, no, she's not going to get it, Your Honor. That they think it's done. And they go, how do you know that? He says, I have a phone call that I've recorded with the management property.
Dude, Harold is evidence boy. This guy is ready to go.
He goes, I have a phone call that I've recorded with the management property, and I have a string of 25 emails that I've sent as the liaison between Kim and the management property trying to get her the money back. So they play the audio in the court, and the audio basically says, hey, we gave her $425. The rest was for damages. She's not getting the rest back. So they look at Judge Tanya goes, wait a minute, Kim. It appears that they believe the matter is resolved. You don't believe the matter is resolved. And she goes, it's not resolved. Kim, it's resolved. They're giving you all they're giving you, and unless you file a suit, you're not getting any more. Why haven't you given him the $425 that you've gotten? I haven't cashed the check yet, Your Honor. It's beside the point. Why haven't you given it to him? Because I think I'm going to get the full amount. And she says, in the sublease contract that I gave him, the sublease contract says that this contract is subject to the master lease contract. It says in the contract. So Harold says I still should get my entire $850 back, even if she's gotten none. Kim says I haven't cashed anything. He's not getting anything, even though she's gotten $425 from Big Boss Man landlord, and his sublease agreement is subject to the master lease. Now the judges are going to go retire to their chambers to deliberate.
What does that mean that his contract is subject to the master lease's contract?
That is subject to interpretation. And it's important because that's what they deliberate about in the deliberation.
Because it sounds like Kim is stating that
if she doesn't get all her deposit back, he's not getting all his. That's how she reads it.
Yes. That's not how I would read it.
Okay.
Right? I would basically read that as saying the contract, all the things that I signed, you're also signing for.
That's right.
On top of this is this. Not, hey, if I don't give all the money back, you don't. That's not, because that's not in the contract. That's not the initial contract.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like Harold came prepared. It sounds like Harold came to play.
Harold always comes to play.
I think Harold's going to get his money.
You get $425, $850. Which one? She only got $425 back.
Yeah. I think he's going to get his full amount.
You think he's going to
get his full amount because the damage isn't his, right? There's no extra damage.
That's right.
From him, and so he is subject per the original contract, not just her contract, the master contract.
Yeah.
The deposit is based off of damage. If there's no damage, then he should get the full amount.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Well, we're 2 for 2 because you are 100%
Whoa!
right. There is no dissenting opinion on the bench. All three say this guy did what he was supposed to do, even if it started kind of wonky. He did what he was supposed to do. She has not. The management company has already resolved their claim with her. She damaged the property. He did not. He has proof he didn't damage it. He gets all $850 back. Gavel, gavel, gavel. Harold Wong, here's your $850.
Guys, this is why you should never sublease like
That's right.
It's
also one of the few cases I can think of where you show up and someone's sleeping in your bed and then you have to pay them money.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
Bonkers.
But it goes to show you, if you come to court prepared,
it's important.
It's important to come to court prepared.
You got your papers.
And it's important to also, if you are someone who's creating a contract, you better be stinking clear.
Better be clear.
You better be clear. It's not about you. You cannot leave your contract up for interpretation.
You don't want to leave it a chance.
You don't want to leave it a chance because there's a chance that you're going to be wrong.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Hey, guys.
We gaveled.
We gaveled real good. Please like us on the social medias at Yo Gavel
Send
Gavel.
us some ratings and reviews. We're over 100. We'd love more.
And we love it when you guys send us cases. That makes this really fun for us. And so you can email us, Brand@BrambleJamPodcast.com or Dan@BrambleJamPodcast.com with a link to the case that you would like us to watch. And we'll watch it.
We will watch it.
Believe you me.
We love to watch it.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next Friday. Friday's the day.
Friday's
fun day. Friday. But until then, if it's not a gavel.
Gavel, gavel. Yo Gavel Gavel's a Bramble Jam podcast recorded live in Greenville, South Carolina at the Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. It's produced by Brandon Gray. For more information, you can go to BrambleJamPodcast.com/gavel.